can Real Madrid really overcome PSG? And the way that we played in the very first half against Dortmund really gives me optimism, because that first half was absolutely glorious. I haven't seen football like that in a very long time, Will. I'm sure you agree with that one, and also the chat agrees.
Yeah, now like those 35 minutes, phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal,
absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, we were
but
cooking.
Can we beat this so-called amazing PSG players like Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Vitinha, a string of players that have been really getting into this groove of thing, obviously playing with Luis Enrique, and he is obviously full pressure's on Alonso here. Full pressure is on him. But what are you thinking, Will? We need to beat PSG. We need to beat those. We need to beat them. We need to.
I mean, of course, we can beat PSG. We can beat anybody because we are the best team in the world. Now, I know that PSG have just won the UCL. And Dave, let's just be real, right? For the first time, genuinely, in like a while, we are the legit underdogs, right? A lot of people are writing us off. PSG have just won the treble. They dropped 5 goals on Inter in the UCL final. So, of course, it's going to be a very difficult match for Xabi Alonso to game plan for, because you look at PSG, right? The technical ability of those players, like every single player that PSG have are very good on the ball. They've been in that Luis Enrique system. You got Dembele, who's arguably the best player in the world from this past season, going to more than likely win the Ballon d'Or, right? Desiree Doué firing, Kvaratskhelia, who all you Madrid fans want to put over Vinny, Vitinha in that midfield, right? Hakimi at right back, best left back in the world, Nuno Mendes. They are arguably the best team in the world. But the reason why I'm confident, Dave, is because we have Xabi Alonso. If this was Carlo Ancelotti heading into this match,
lost.
I would be very
I say we lose already, mate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just no optimism here. But because I trust my manager, because I've seen the improvements that we've made over the last 3 weeks, I'm seeing a style of play. I'm seeing the system that he wants to implement. I'm also seeing a manager that's very reactive, right? He's not waiting for things to go wrong. No. If something's not working, he immediately is changing it. He's not waiting until the 80th minute to make a sub. Carlo Ancelotti has traumatized me this past season. Xabi Alonso is now my therapy. He's healing what we've witnessed. And I think that he's going to have something for PSG. If I go through the 11 just based off of who I'd rather have, I'd take more of my players than I would take theirs. I think a lot of people are sleeping on us because of how trash we were. But you guys enjoy what you saw last season, because it's not going to happen again. I fully expect us to win this game, Dave. I don't care about us being the underdogs. I think that we go through. Even with Dean Howson being out, I still think that we go through. That's a big miss. But let's not – they're missing William Pacho. He's arguably their best defender, right? Marquinhos is washed. Hakimi, look, that's our guy. They say that our academy don't produce ballers, Dave. Talk to me about Hakimi then. But when I look at the squad that I have and when I look at what my manager has done, I feel confident. Also, real quick, I'll let you go, bro. PSG versus Bayern. PSG were not that much better than Bayern that game. Yeah, they won 2-0, but Bayern just were wasteful. Bayern didn't take their opportunities, right? And then we've seen throughout this tournament where PSG have not looked like this dominant side. So if we can just build off the momentum that we saw in those opening 35 minutes against Dortmund, we will cook them, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And for me, I look at PSG as a very solid side, but the problem with PSG is that I think they do have weaknesses. They do have certain frailties at the back, and obviously, as you said, Pancho's out. So for me, I think with their main defense shaky, obviously Howson is going to be our bread and butter defender. I think for years to come, he's our main guy. Yeah, but I think with Luis Enrique, his style relies on every single person being fit. Yeah, and if one of those players breaks that mold, and if If Pacho's out, then there's a certain thing of building from the back, like they like to do. Obviously, Vitinha's going to have to drop a little bit deeper, and there's going to have a lot of issues. Certainly, trying to beat Real Madrid's press. I think Real Madrid's press has much improved. I think it's got better. I think under with Dortmund, the press in the first half was absolutely fantastic. Let me just say something, yeah, and I got to hold my hands up to this one, yeah. I'm holding my hands up because I know Carnage is going to absolutely love this next point. Yeah. The main reason that Real Madrid's press is so good is because of one singular player. I know the team obviously have something to do with it, but there's one singular player in that back line and in the midfield when he does like to tendency to go up into midfield, and he's making interception after interception. He's making tackles after tackles. And I've got to say, one of the standout players over the last few matches has been Tchouameni. Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but I hold my hands up, mate. I can see what Tchouameni brings to Alonso's team. When they're in that back line, you see what happens, and this is PSG going to struggle with this as well because we got some solid players in the back. Obviously, maybe later on in the game, Dortmund got into the swing of things a little bit of nervousness set into the team, but that first half, they didn't do nothing, mate. They didn't do nothing, mate. They did nothing for 85 minutes of the game.
To be fair, though, Dave,
let's be honest.
We only dominated 35 minutes in that first half. I feel like to end it, Dortmund were getting back into the match.
Yeah, but they were getting back into it with aimlessly, man. There's difference between Juventus game where I feel Juventus had a swing of things and they had momentum, they could build on it. Dortmund, they were just literally aimlessly doing stuff. They didn't really have anything to
like Courtois wasn't tested a lot
at all until the end. That last save, sorry, but that is probably one of the best saves I've seen in recent times. Yeah,
I don't know how the capitulation
I don't know what was going
on. Oh my days,
yeah,
but we got to the 90th minute, everyone's brain turned off.
But
that was straight chaos at the end, Dave.
Yeah, but there's a certain. I'll tell you what, I'm just dragging it back a little bit. Tchouameni has been fucking outstanding. I'm sorry to say it. Yeah, he's been outstanding. When he is in that back line, what happens? And you see it as well, guys. And I said to you during my watch along, I said, just look at Trent and Valverde's positioning when Tchouameni's in pressing mode. Yeah. When Tchouameni likes to press and Tchouameni's supposed to be sitting in the back three. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But what happens is when we're in defense and the other team try to break quickly, Tchouameni just makes the most craziest run past the defenders. He's like, okay, I'm going to press here. Yeah. And I saw him 6 times out of 10 pressing and winning the ball back all the time. He's the one that was making those crazy tackles out of thin air. Yeah. And you think they're crunch tackles. They're not. They're precise tackles.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, Dave, it's like, so I'm glad to hear you say that, right? Because lately, I've been feeling like a madman when I talk about how Tchouameni's playing underneath Xabi Alonso. And you guys all know I'm a very big fan of Tchouameni. I think arguably one of the best DMs, if not the best in the world, right? I think the way that Xabi Alonso is using this guy in this hybrid DM center back mode, like, on the ball, it's always a back three, right? He drops deep, and then you'll have Rudiger right side center back. Then you have Dean Housen goes out a little wider. On the ball, off the ball, he steps up. It comes back to it's more of like a traditional back four when we're off of it, right?
Yeah,
and it's just working so well. I feel like teams just cannot game plan for it. And then if you even look at how Tchouameni is on the ball, he's Xabi Alonso. Right? You told me the other week, Dave, that my man turns like a 18-wheeler trying to make a K-turn. My man is looking very good on the ball. He's moving very fast. Tchouameni, he's a guy that you cannot drop out of that starting 11.
No,
it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see what he does, because with Housen being out, you have to go Asensio and Rudiger, right? Now, Dave, Rudiger was shit. Rudiger was not arguably. Rudiger was our worst player versus Dortmund. He got the assist for their opening goal, And then when Housen was subbed up, and then fucking Housen gets sent off. He only had to
he loses Garassi's positioning. He just lost letting it in front of him.
Garassi burnt him. Like Garassi was through. So now Housen has to overcommit. And I think Housen does have to hold some smoke because, brother, it's the 95th minute. We're up 3-1, right? At that moment. Just let him go through. Maybe Courtois makes it. But even if he fucking scores, it's the 95th minute with only 5 minutes added on. Just let him go through. Game is over. But Housen has to overcommit because Rudiger got cooked there. Positionally, he was not in the best spot. Housen has to make a rash decision. And Housen's young. It's going to come with experience. But that was a very dumb decision from him. Yeah. Rudiger was awful. I am very nervous about Rudiger and Asensio against this PSG attack, right? We know Asensio last season was our best defender, but what he's done throughout this tournament, he's been shit, right? And I know that he got some minutes in the last game. Didn't look too bad, but you got Rudiger who's out of form coming off that surgery, right? He's still looking a bit rusty. And then I got Asensio who, in the 2 times that he played meaningful minutes, has made costly mistakes. That's a very big issue for me. So the midfield is going to have to do a lot of help with the defending. And then I got Trent at right back, Fran Garcia at left back. So my fullbacks, essentially, they're good going forward, but they're not good defending. So now,
I tell you what, Fran Garcia, mate, that guy, bro.
Now, Dave, how are we going to contain
what did he do, mate?
Kvaratskhelia, Dembele? How are we going to do that? Like, this is looking like it's going to probably be a shootout kind of match. That's what it's going to have to be. And then we just need Courtois to do what the best goalkeeper in the world does, make big saves, because he will be busy.
Tchouameni is going to be a big part of this. Trust me. His pressing is going to be a big part. Valverde's pressing is going to be a big part. Bellingham's pressing is going to be a big part of this game. Yeah. And Arda Guler is going to have to do what he done a lot in that last match against Dortmund, drop a bit deeper, receive the ball from the defenders as well, play more in terms of that deep line playmaker and also in the advanced role as well, and then do that role as well. Because Arda Guler has a technical ability to do that. But the situation with PSG is because we're playing a 3 at the back, and they obviously like to favor the 4 at the back. We need to have our wing backs really just ready to go. And Fran Garcia last match was unplayable at times. I don't know what that guy turned into. That guy turned into some Fran Garcia Superman kind of player. He was unflipping real. Fran Garcia was waiting on the shoulder of Dortmund's right-hand side. Their right wing back was waiting on the shoulder, ready to burn him, literally. Yeah, because Fran Garcia
cooked him a couple times too early. He cooked him a couple times.
Honestly, it's unreal. So for me personally, I look at Fran Garcia as a player, and I know a lot of the people in the chat obviously would love Fran Garcia as well in terms of how he's performed against Dortmund, and he suits this left wing back position. He does a lot, yeah. So I think personally, he needs to keep on this. He needs to keep on this kind of trajectory, because if Alonso wants him to play like that on the shoulder of the last man and literally boom, burn him, literally like a Formula 1 car, then so be it. You know what I mean? So be it, because he is great. He's really great at what he's doing, yeah? And I love the way that you're having men like, obviously, like Bellingham picking him out as well on the outside. You're having Valverde doing a really good job with Trent on the right-hand side, because what Valverde was doing really impressively, he was dropping to protect Trent as well, yeah? So if Dortmund got past Valverde, Trent is there just to mop up the pieces. And he done it all so well. I never said Trent got bothered once in the whole match. Not once. Trent, and then delivered an absolute beaut of a cross to Fran Garcia. No look, literally just boom, skimmed it across the floor.
Put it into the box.
And that's it. Put it into the danger area. That's it. In the danger area. So that's what we need to do against PSG. We need to come out of the blocks fast. If we come out of blocks fast, like Arsenal did against PSG, remember in Paris? First 20 minutes, really shaky for PSG. We need to surprise them quickly because I know PSG maybe try to get into their rhythm, trying to get into their style. We need to score goals, man. We need to score goals early.
Do you think that we'll be able to hold more possession than them? Like, that's the thing. I think
so. I think with a 3 at the back, we could do. It depends how the midfield play because Bellingham last game was actually surprisingly good. A lot of people said that Bellingham was shit. Bro,
do you think Bellingham was good? I actually think he was a bit mid.
No. I thought Bellingham was good. I thought Bellingham.
What do you like about his game on Saturday?
So what Bellingham did really well was he was getting really stuck into really awkward tackles where he was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go for it anyway. But the situation is when he got the ball and retrieved the ball, he's looking up, he's passing the ball quickly, he's not holding the ball too much. That's what I was thinking from Bellingham myself.
But I thought Bellingham, for me, bro, he didn't look that good, Dave. I'm be honest.
Because Bellingham wasn't playing Bellingham was doing the dirty job in the midfield.
So for
he
me,
was not doing an advanced role at all.
I mean, so for me, his decision making was poor. His shooting was poor, and I also thought that his first touch and his passing was just a little bit poor. Off the ball, like there's never anything to complain about with Jude. Like he's always gonna do dirty work. Like that's a big part of his game. Like he's always getting involved. He's always running back, tracking back. But I just feel like in the attack, because Jude was involved in the attack, I just felt like he was just a little bit off that game. I don't think he was shit. Right? I'm not saying that Jude had a bad game. But I just think
people saying shit. I thought he was good. I thought he was good for me personally. He wasn't excellent by any means, but he was good. He was good as a player. What he did really well was work with the midfield well to really build up the ball and actually initiate attacks quickly. Obviously, Arda Guler that as well. I know Valverde was on that as well. He was on that smoke the last match. He was just running up and down all over the me. I didn't even know what the hell was Valverde. I never questioned Valverde, by the way.
Me, Dave.
By the way, guys, I never questioned Valverde because he just does everything good. Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah, Arda Guler, was man. That guy was that pass to Mbappe as well, man, was absolutely
Arda cooked.
Peach, man.
Arda cooked. I don't even. Yo, this guy Arda, man, in that midfield. Oh my days, like. He has to start. He's starting every game, bro.
No. Every game, mate.
But I'm saying, like, I don't want to see Arda up front. If we do wingers, I don't want to see Arda.
He suits his position.
Arda needs to be an 8. Like he is cooking in that position. Oh my goodness! Like his passing is a joke, bro. Like the way that he's able, for example, like that assist for Gonzalo Garcia.
Yeah,
put that shit on the money, right? And to be honest, the assist
Mbappe's as well.
Mbappe. I'd give Mbappe a little bit more credit because he
made it work. He made it work. Yeah, he made it work. Yeah.
But it's the fact. It's like you kind of said before. It's the fact that Arda always has his head up. He's always looking for that killer ball into the box. He's always looking to advance it. Never really looking backwards, bro. I'm telling you, Arda has this season, bro. I actually have a wild prediction.
What's your wild prediction?
I think Arda cracks 20 GA this season.
Yeah. Well, including goals, a lot of goals. Or what are you saying, 4-15, 4-16 kind of thing, area 5?
I think he'll maybe get 7 goals and maybe if
his shooting's very underrated, by the way, guys.
No, he's a very good finisher. Underrated. He's a very good finisher, bro. And this is why I every time, bro, Carlo, he has to hold smoke, bro. It's 2 years of Arda's development that he's wasted. 2 years of Arda, this monster that we have. We could have used him last season. The way that he's playing right now, but it's all good, man. Look, Xabi Alonso is going to make this guy a world.
He needs to, but just to finish up on obviously this segment, guys. Alonso needs to flip him beat PSG because this is the biggest test yet. I'm gonna be honest. If we lose to PSG, I don't want any Real Madrid fans saying, "Oh, but we got to the semi-finals." I can't stand that shit, guys. I really, really can't stand that shit.
I don't think anybody would say that.
No. People will say that. Real Madrid. Oh, Alonso did well. Alonso did this. Alonso did. No, if we don't beat a PSG, it's a failure in this Club World Cup. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Yeah, I've got very high expectations with this team. PSG did not look that well against Bayern Munich. They got beaten by Botafogo, and the way that we played against Dortmund in the first half should overcome PSG. Yes, it's going to be hot. Yes, it's going to be humid. Yes, the players are going to feel it at the end of the game, but we need to overcome them.
I mean, so I agree that it'd be a failure, but I would also have to see the context of how we lose. I think
I get that as well.
So for me, because let's be real, PSG, unbiasedly, they are better than us. We just have to just give them that right now because of what we've seen over this past season. We are underdogs, Dave. Like, we are going against a team that has more cohesion, that does have a better manager as well, right? We got to give Luis Enrique that credit. But as long as, again, I think we're going to win. And I can be patient if we lose, but we cannot get battered. Like that's my thing. Like, if we lose 2-1, but let's say like it was a mistake that cost us something, I don't think that I could be too harsh on the manager. Again, he's only been here 3 weeks, right?
I'm not going to be harsh on him. I'm going to say
my thing is we cannot go. No. So anytime you don't win the trophy, it's a failure. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if I would be like crash out mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on the context of how we go out because of who we're playing, right? Like, PSG is the only team that I looked at in this tournament heading into it saying I could see them beating us. There's nobody else, not even Man City, right? It's a PSG. And it just so happens that we're on the side of the bracket where we get them before the final. But this is the only team in theory that I was thinking they are the favorite.
I don't think Chelsea can trouble us in the final if we get to the final.